The first plumes of smoke rose over the Carolina landscape like ghosts in the late afternoon sun, curling upward in defiance. It started with a whisper, a brush fire here, a small flare there. But by the time anyone realized how quickly the flames were moving, whole neighborhoods were staring down, a force of nature they were powerless to stop. In South Carolina, the earth cracked and seethed under a punishing sun. More than 175 separate wildfires had already flared across the state, blackening over 4,200 acres of land, a patchwork of devastation. But the real monster, the one locals would whisper about for years to come, was the Carolina Forest Fire, just 5 miles north of bustling Myrtle Beach. From a distance, it looked almost beautiful, smoke blooming into the sky like an angry thundercloud, the horizon painted in bruised shades of red and gray. Up close, it was chaos. The fire swallowed 1,600 acres of forest with an insatiable hunger, and as of the last desperate updates, firefighters had managed to contain only 30% of it. It wasn't nearly enough. North Carolina wasn't spared either. Along the winding curves of Highway 176, another wildfire had sprung up, a viper coiling up the mountainsides near Tryon and Saluda. In mere hours, more than 500 acres of rugged mountain land had been torched, the fire climbing like a living thing, leaping from tree to tree faster than any human could react. The orders to evacuate came fast and furious. In South Carolina, entire communities like Walker's Woods and Avalon were forced to flee. Families loaded what they could into their cars. Kids clutched frightened pets. Parents barked frantic instructions. Grandparents stared hollowly at homes they might never see intact again. Those without a place to go were shepherded to the Carolina Forest Recreation Center, now hastily transformed into an emergency shelter. The building buzzed with fear, exhaustion, and the low murmur of people asking the only question that mattered: will there be anything left when we come back? Over the border, North Carolina officials raced door to door along Highway 176, pounding on doors, urging families to leave before the flames made the decision for them. Some people refused at first. It's human nature to cling to home, even when home is in the crosshairs. But when the thick choking smoke rolled in and the power flickered out, most realized they were out of time. Firefighters threw everything they had at the infernos. Bulldozers dug fire breaks. Planes droned overhead, dropping heavy loads of water and fire retardant. Teams set back burns, intentionally starting smaller fires to consume the dry fuel before the main blaze could reach it. It was a desperate chess match against Mother Nature herself, and no one was sure who was winning. Recognizing the full scale of the disaster, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster declared a state of emergency, freeing up critical resources and clearing bureaucratic red tape so responders could move faster. Along with it came a statewide outdoor burn ban with stern warnings. Any spark, any careless act could birth another catastrophe. And if you ignored the ban, you'd face more than a fine. You'd face serious legal consequences. Social media exploded with images from the front lines. One video, taken from the window of a passenger plane, captured hearts across the internet. It showed a thick river of smoke stretching across the landscape like a wound, blotting out the sky, a dark scar visible from the thousands of feet above. Comments flooded in, prayers, offers of shelter, cries of heartbreak. But woven into the grief was something else too. Anger. Anger that it had come to this. Anger at how vulnerable it all suddenly seemed. Locals talked in hushed voices about the speed of it, the randomness. One family might come home to find their house untouched, while their neighbor's home was a smoldering ruin. A matter of wind, a matter of luck. The weather, usually so unforgiving during fire season, offered a thin sliver of hope. Forecasts predicted cooler temperatures and a rise in humidity, conditions that could slow the fire's advance. Still, officials warned, the danger was far from over. The fires might die down for a day or two, only to roar back to life when no one expected it. By the end of the week, the exhausted fire crews had made some progress, but no one was popping champagne corks. They knew better. Wildfires, once unleashed, have a way of lingering, smoldering underground, reigniting days or even weeks later when the conditions are just right. It wasn't just the forests that had taken a beating. Communities had been tested, stretched thin, and reshaped by the experience. In the temporary shelters, families who'd never spoken before sat side by side, trading food, sharing updates, and quietly comforting each other when the weight of it all became too much. Neighbors who once exchanged only polite nods now formed battle-forged bonds. In every crisis, there's a lesson tucked away between the ashes. For the Carolinas, this firestorm served as a brutal reminder. We live at the mercy of forces far bigger than ourselves. Climate patterns are shifting. Wildfires are no longer distant disasters reserved for California headlines. They're knocking at everyone's door now. The question facing the Carolinas isn't just how to rebuild what was lost. It's how to prepare for a future where fires like these might not be once-in-a-lifetime events, but regular visitors. As the smoke finally began to clear and families returned to see what was left, one thing became obvious. The trees will grow back. The homes can be rebuilt. But the scars and the hard lessons learned are here to stay.